Hi, David. Now I'm talking to myself. The dementia is progressing, folks. Hi, David. Maybe I should say, hi, this is David, Sir David. I guess I'm sticking with that one. I don't know. Alright, now that I'm done talking to myself, here's another weenie out of the pants report. I've almost bought a house in Eagle Mountain. This is where this story takes place. It's on the north side of the Provo Lake. And Eagle Mountain is full of some really fanatical Mormons and a lot of polygamists. There's a lot of polygamists in Saratoga Springs and Eagle Mountain. And like I said, when you find a house with 38 bedrooms and 900 bathrooms, you have some suspicions there may be something going on there. Well, it's sad but true. Let me see if I can pull this up, and I have to read it. Yeah, this is in the Utah Valley Crime Watch. Well, it's got to be right today or yesterday. Daily Herald, Utah Valley Crime Watch. Eagle Mountain man arrested on 600 plus child sex abuse charges. Now, I've seen people get 6 or 8 or 10 counts. I've never seen a person with 600 plus child sex abuse charges. I just have to wonder, where the hell were the authorities? Where the hell were the neighbors? You know, don't tell me that that Utah is good on reporting sexual abuse. I think they have a underlying philosophy that if you're a Mormon and a priesthood holder, God, if Joseph Smith marries 14-year-olds, you can certainly spiritually marry them, if you know what I mean. Okay, here it is, Eagle Mountain. Utah County Sheriff's deputies arrested an Eagle Mountain man on Sunday on more than 600 felony related to child sexual abuse felonies. According to the arrest report, Rodney James Palmer, 47 years old, began abusing a young girl at least 3 years ago. The abuse reportedly included physical acts as well as talking sexually explicit photos. A talking photo. God, this is like living 150 years ago in this state. A talking photo. Is that a CD? Is that a online pornography site? Or is it a photograph that he laid on the table and then he said, "This is the photograph talking"? What are you going to do? Utah, welcome to Utah. Deputies booked Palmer on 500 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, all second-degree felonies, and 150 counts of aggravated sexual abuse of a child, all first-degree felonies, and 7 counts of lewdness involving a child, all Class A misdemeanors. The report states that he admitted, just like going to the bishop and repenting, that he admitted to the allegations and provided authorities with a timeline and descriptions of what happened. He's being held on $20,000 cash-only bond. You know, if I was a judge in this case, and I'm not, I would have held him on $500,000 cash bond. I think the guy is a danger to the community. I think the guy needs to stay in jail, be charged, tried, and hopefully the jury would not let him see the light of day. No details on the age of the girl, no details on the timeline, but this is very specific to the Mormon Church. When you repent with a bishop in the Mormon Church, he wants to know when, where, how many times, and what did you think? What did you say? Did you have any pornography? Was there stains on the bed? This is the Mormon Church. So when this guy went to the deputies and probably to the prosecutor, They booked him, and the report states that he admitted to the allegations and provided authorities with a timeline and descriptions of what happened. Well, this time, I got a blowjob from this little girl. The next time, I just kind of put my hands all over her vagina. And yeah, that was about 3 hours, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I've done so many weenie out of the pants stories this week that I just come to a point where I just am exhausted. Emotionally exhausted that these young girls in Utah are not safe anywhere at any time. The proportion of Utah molestations is the 8th largest in the United States. This state has only 7 other states that have more molestations. And this is the Mormon state. This is where you're chaste. This is where you live the law of consecration. This is, I will never have sexual relations with anybody except my legally and lawfully wedded husband or wife. The internet, I'm an atheist, but I do thank God for the internet. It is the downfall of all evil and wickedness that used to hide everywhere in Utah. Within hours, I go to 161 countries throughout the world with these shenanigans. My other co-workers and cohorts with their programs, within minutes and hours, it goes out. Facebook, it goes out. And the Mormons are still so stupid that they think they're going to be able to cover these sexual acts up and protect bishops and state presidents and elders quorum presidents and those that teach gospel doctrine and primary teachers. God, we had a primary teacher over in Pleasant Grove a year and a half ago that molested the little girls in his primary class. You have to be vigilant. My 2 girls are right on the other side of that door. I let them go out and play on grounds with children that I know. They don't go anywhere else in this state unless mommy's with them or daddy is with them. And I warned them and warned them. I pulled up the child molesters on the sidewalks where they have to walk to school so they know, that they're not safe in all areas. And some towns are much, much worse in Utah. Take a look. Utah does publish the sex offenders list. Look it up. I looked it up on the computer. You can look it up. And it's outrageous. It's outrageous. And this is the state that the Mormon girls, if their dresses are a ½ an inch too short, they send them home from a prom. But they'll let the member of the tabernacle choir photograph the boys naked. They'll let a legislator stay in a hot tub naked with a naked 15-year-old and declare that there's no law broken. He never even was charged with anything. This is the most two-faced society I have ever had the unpleasantness to associate with. They smile, they pat you on the back exactly like cults do, and then when you shut the door and turn around, they've got your boys and girls in bed and taking out their sexual frustrations. I always wonder when these people pull these stunts, do they pull their garments off first and then sexually molest small children? Or do they just go through the holy garment that is supposed to remind them and protect them and remind them for the covenants that they entered into? That that their lives will be square. Yeah, they're square all right. So anyway, I'm just a messenger, and I have to report it. When I see it, I have to report it. You're just not safe in the Morador, which is Idaho down to St. George. If I shake my head anymore, it's going to fall off, and the Mormons will cheer. they'll say, oh, we're so sorry his head flew off. Then when they shut the doors, they'll laugh their asses off. I know these people. Thanks.